Welcome, Taurus. This is your weekly focus for the week of May the 27th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support, and let's turn to the cards. Our underlying energy is... Oh, look at that. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. We know that we need to apply ourselves in order to get the job done. Okay, it's about rolling up our sleeves. It's about getting to work this week. It's about getting serious about your path forward and what you want to create, what you want to manifest, what you want to give birth to. This is a time to start the plan, start the strategy. Start taking that paintbrush and doing some broad strokes of what you truly want to step into. So it could almost be like this is a plan, a working plan in action. Okay, that you are thinking about what you need to do, but you're also putting behind it some kind of action plan right away in order to start getting some things out of the way or some things in place, so it's easier for you when you hit that start line. Because I don't think you've hit that start line yet. Even if you started something new recently, I don't think you've hit that start line in the way that you will perceive your path going forward. Our first card is, look at that, the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. First of all, you are looking at the work that you've already done. You are looking backwards and you are looking at some of your successes. Okay? And here's you. Here's the pentacles that you've made so far. Great work. And you are admiring them. You are saying, wow, I'm not so bad. So it's about looking in our past and pulling up those times when we really shone. We were so successful. Maybe for whatever reason, maybe it's in love, maybe it's in, maybe your goal is to lose weight, and once upon a time you were very successful at that. It could be as little as that, or it could be for that job promotion that you've always wanted to go after, or that creating that business of your own. Whatever it is, you are raising the bar. Maybe it's a business that you already have and you are looking at what you do. And maybe you're seeing the worth, the value for the very first time with a new light, with a new eyes, always knowing that you were good, but wow, never realized I was really as good as I was giving myself credit for being. I'm fabulous. Now we also have two arches here. Okay, one has the curtains, which means that's kind of closing on us. That's our past. This is our future here. It's wide open for us. There is nothing hindering us from going forward and raising the bar on ourselves and bringing in a stronger effort or a stronger, more time or energy, or maybe it's resources that you need in order to really take it to the next level. So you are raising the bar on yourself. That's obvious and very apparent. We have the Two of Pentacles is next. We got the Three of Pentacles. We got the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Pentacles. I would have to think that this has something to do with your prosperity. Or your feeling of safety, being grounded, being in control, being centered. It could be either of those two things. I think you're juggling a lot this week with this card. That there's lots of things to do. Lots of things that kind of tie on the priority list. You don't know which to do, and you're trying to do it all at once, perhaps. This does tell me that there are successes, that you are in preparation for new beginnings, new starts. And it could come a variety of ways. It's like you are keeping the horizon open for whatever might appear. That you may not even be sure what's on those ships coming into the port. So there's a lot to do. And you have your back towards the past, which means that you are stepping forward in a new way. That could be a new relationship with money, that you are maybe taking a course on money management, or you are open to learning more about being in control of your finances, or how to grow your finances, how to create wealth for yourself, create prosperity, but also creating, I get this sense of safety. And not so much safety, maybe security is a better word than just safety. It's more of security, long-term security. So you could be looking at, no matter what age you are, your retirement fund, that nest egg that you are growing. And don't be surprised if you just get this out of the blue kind of energy coming in that invites you into some kind of money growth here. Or, yeah. We have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords. Now, people don't like the Ten of Swords. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck because this tells me that really the struggle, the challenges will be lesser, or they'll be fewer, or we will be able to manage them a lot more successfully going forward. That we have been through the war, we've been through the battles, we've walked through the fire. These swords are not in our back, they are behind us, and so they are our strengths. They are the paths we've walked in order to gain the wisdom and the knowledge and hone our skills and abilities in such a way that now it's time to start a new path forward based on all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom. So even when you thought you were doing things in your past and you had no idea why, this could be the reason why now. And utilizing that skill or that knowledge or that wisdom in a new path going forward. The sun is breaking through the sky, through the clouds. You will feel the warmth. You will start to push yourself up. You will start to dust yourself off. You will start to embrace your new tomorrow. Okay, an overriding energy is the Four of Cups. So in order for really the abundance to come in here, the ships to come to port, us pushing ourselves back up, it starts with gratitude. Before we can really move in any step forward, we have to take stock of what we have in our world at the present time and really, be thankful for some of the things in our life. Now, research has shown, and there's lots of scientific studies out there on it, so go and Google it if you must, about gratitude and how it actually helps you to have a very healthy and balanced and centered lifestyle. You sleep better, you fall asleep faster. Your heart rate is lowered, or your blood pressure is lowered, I guess that would be, right? We anticipate more beautiful things to come into our life once we start to see the value that is already in our lives, what has been given to us. And very much that card represents that. Here we sit and we're kind of sad. We're kind of like, oh, I want this to happen in my life and it's not happening. And here we have these cups over here that are brimming. So this is our reality right now of what is there. And we've seemed to have forgotten just how wonderful things have been in certain areas of our life, of what we have obtained, or the people in our lives, or maybe just for ourselves, our talents, our abilities, special people in our life. Many cards depict this as the hand of God ready to hand you a cup bigger than all three of the other ones put together. But there's a hesitation because we need to be grateful for what we already have before we are going to be given more, is what this card is saying. So start a gratitude journal, or take a piece of paper and a pen and put it on your nightstand. Write one thing that you are grateful for at day's end, just before you're ready to go to sleep. And then say it aloud. And go to sleep. It could be just that you're thankful that the pillow is awaiting your presence. The next night, you're going to write a second thing down. Read the two aloud. Go to sleep. Third night, you see where I'm going with this. And within a couple of weeks, you've got literally a page full, if not 2 pages full, of things that you are grateful for. And eventually you're going to have to stop reading at the very beginning of it, or it might take you hours, right? So as if you make it a practice, but making it a practice will bring in that balance. We'll bring in that centered feeling for you. We have for our underlying energy the Ace of Swords. So I would be putting that right down here. Okay, but I want you to just get a good look of the card before I take it away on you. Okay, this is the aha moment. This is the epiphany. This is something happens in your life that is just truly amazing. It is something that you have wished for. It's something that you have desired. It is something that you have always, had an enthusiasm for, or you've always been motivated to pay attention to that or learn about that or experience that in some way. This aha moment, this epiphany, potentially groundbreaking because it goes into the earth, and I just see it opening up, everything opening up. A new path emerges from that aha moment, that epiphany that you have. What happens is because we were grateful for some of the things that we already have in our life that we are considering, that we are juggling right now. And we are grateful for the abundance that is yet to come in our life. That should be the first one. Actually, the first one that you should be grateful for just who you are. But flaws and all. Okay. Beginning of the week. We come in with some kind of emotional choice that we need to make here. Some kind of healing that needs to happen, perhaps. And the healing can't happen until you make a decision on how to go forward. There is, we're wearing red, so it could be something to do with a passion, a dream, a desire of ours. Or it could be that we need a courage, a strength in order to make the right decision, the right choice. We are blindfolded here. Can we see the blindfold well? I don't think so. It is, there we are. Okay, we're blindfolded here. So this means that we can look towards our outer world to see if we could find the answers. But really, we have to look within in order to... So it's about sitting in meditation. It's sitting in quiet contemplation and asking yourself a couple of questions. Having a conversation seemingly with yourself and seeing what arises from that. Okay, go within and find your truth. Okay, the waters are very, upheavaled there, so know that your emotions are going to be like that. Water is always emotions in any tarot card. But you get this aha moment, this epiphany. Look at that beam coming down. It's just like the sword coming down. Oops, the sword coming down. Sorry, brand new at this. And as we close out our week, look at this, we have the Lovers. So this is about embracing passion, dreams, desires. These aha moments, these experiences that you are going through will lead you into embracing a passion, a dream, a desire in a whole new way. This could be somebody you love, absolutely. But I'm thinking it's more in work and career, creating money for yourself. It could also be where you kind of embrace, and this just kind of like popped into my head, so I'm not sure. But... it's two things coming together. So I think it's, what you prioritize for yourself, for happiness, joy, laughter and giggles, and what you do in order for that to be the world's or the collective's feelings as well. That your happiness is great, but there's also that part where you want to make other people happy. Or you bring joy into the world in some way. And you do it just selfishly for yourself sometimes. And selfishly for yourself is a good thing. Okay? I didn't say that in some way to jab you. We all need to be a little selfish once in a while in our life. Trust me, single mom, 3 kids, 2 with autism. I learned how to be selfish about little tiny pockets of time of just peace and quiet for myself. And so it's okay to be selfish so long as it is with a healthy ego, right? So it's almost like you come together. You understand the balance that needs to be in your world. Okay, in order to allow, maybe there's conflicts like, oh, it's always about you, isn't it? And this is understanding that, yeah, there needs to be all about me, but there also needs to be all about everybody else as well. and bringing that together in some kind of harmony or balance. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain what's in my head, but I think that's as close as I can get to it. So the Lovers definitely appears here as we go out. So we are truly embracing wanting to, maybe it's deepening a relationship, absolutely, but I think it's taking our passion to the next level. It is making a stronger commitment perhaps towards something that we want to step into, or something that we want to step away from so that we can step into that something wonderful. For work and career, we have the Ace of Wands. So how funny that I said all about that, about balance. And this is really truly a card of a new balance coming in. So maybe you are looking at what has worked and what hasn't worked, or what you haven't. It's almost like you learn of something new that you could implement, but you've never been one to implement that. It feels a little uncomfortable in some way, but you're going to give it a try and see what happens. And wow, you're just truly amazed by how it just moved you with a flow, with a sense of serenity, I hear, towards a goal, towards a dream. So there's something, I would have to say, in your habits and your behaviors, perhaps that doesn't allow you to go as freely as you would like into some opportunities. Maybe there's just too many walls up for you to really perceive the opportunity when it shows up. And it's about going a little bit more with the flow, understanding that there is, there's a lot of logic and reason in the world, but you also need to invite in that spiritual aspect as well. Your intuition, that gut feeling. Sometimes it doesn't match with the logic, and sometimes I think that would hold you back. And this is about finding a true balance between that for yourself so that you can go forward with a strength that you've never had before, with a flow that you've never really the word's not there. It starts with an A. That's all they're telling me. I don't know. What is it? Going with the flow and really attaching to that flow. Attaching, I guess. I don't know. Well, I know it's attaching, but is that really the right word? So when we look at work and career, then we kind of have to look at, this cluster of cards here, because it all sits in between. Now, it all starts with gratitude. We know that because that is the overriding energy. None of this is really going to happen in a way that we want it to happen without having a sense of gratitude first. But there's also that aha moment that comes from within. So meditation and prayer is very important. Now we have the Ace of Swords here. We go to the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Wands in this order. So this is thought, this is thought, this is thinking it through, this is making the plan, this is making the strategy, this is implementing it in a way that you still have some kind of balance and control of the balance that you need in your life, whether it's time or energy or resources that you're trying to bring a little bit more into balance. Does the hours work for you? Do you have enough energy to do what is being asked of you here? Because this is a brand new path. How are you going to work it in? And it could come from that aha moment, that epiphany. That could be the thing that makes this like, oh my gosh, that's it. I've been doing all this work for this. And it opens you up to something brand new. Well, we got love and relationships. We got the Chariot here for love and relationships. Pull it back a little bit. Think about what you really want within a relationship, or different relationships, close relationships to you under this time. I think in some way there's a relationship that you can help. And it's because of what you've done in the past. Maybe it was something that you've worked through, some kind of trauma, and now you're finding that somebody close to you has just experienced that same kind of trauma. You can understand it. Maybe it was very hard to see the passing of a parent, and they've just lost their parent, and how you can be. So it's about pulling it back a little bit and understanding where you are truly needed in the world, because you've gone through paths here. We've got them marked here. Absolutely all your paths that you've gotten to this point. Obviously, it's taken us some time to make all those pentacles and see our improvement and see how we have developed and honed our skills. So the Chariot is about pulling it back. I think it's there's something inside telling you that you need to spend more time with somebody, that somebody's reaching out telepathically to you in some way, that they need you, or maybe they don't even know you've heard the story about what's going on with them and you feel like you need to reach out. And this is pulling it back and really understanding how you can share your journey and your lessons learned. Okay, to allow other people to move past their limitations. And I think in some way that allows you to move past your limitations when it comes to love and relationships. That through your words of healing, you actually heal yourself in some way. In some of the parts that you didn't realize that you still needed the healing. So you could have had a really rotten relationship, and you're in a new relationship, and you think you're doing okay within the relationship, and you hear about somebody else that's going through the exact same thing in their relationship, and so you go and you give them help. Maybe it's just your words, and I think it is just your words. Moral support, obviously. It's kind of like, I see you, I hear you, you're not the only one, you're not alone. It could be something like that, but through that experience, you also heal a part of yourself that you didn't realize, the healing, that there was still a scar, there was still a wound. It's about you stepping more into alignment with your own authenticity when it comes to your relationships. And I think you do that via somebody else. So it's about pulling it back a little bit, giving your energy, your focus to somebody else that you care about, or you care about what they're experiencing. And then it turns back to you and your strength and your fortitude to make all of your relationships so much better because of the knowledge that you've gained simply from helping another. And that's what I get. We'll go to the final card here. Final card. Look at this. We have the Magician. What do you want? What do you want to step into? What is your greatest dreams, your greatest desires, your greatest wants? I'd be putting the focus on those things. Obviously, we have this card as our overriding card. Not only is that gratitude, but yes, there is something waiting for us. They want, the universe, God, our angels, they want to bring something wonderful into our lives. Okay, you know what it is. You know what you want. It's going deep inside and grabbing onto that dream, that desire. And maybe it was hidden from you for a while. Maybe you pushed it down, but it's coming alive again, or you see it for the very first time. This could be a brand new something, okay? Two aces. Two aces is brand new, something that you've never even thought of before. We have to consistently show up. We consistently have to do the work. We consistently have to figure out, because I'm going to put it right there. So the Magician is reliant upon us getting excited about what's to come in those ships that will be coming into the harbor. That is for us. So yeah, we're juggling a whole bunch of stuff here in order to create. So our intention is, if we're closing something, if we're completing something, under this energy right now, that we're doing it with purpose. We're doing it because we need to free up time or energy or resources in a way that our dreams can come true. Beautiful reading. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.